We all know that when we're born, we're just taught to automatically follow our parents' religions. And most times, we're not really given the opportunity to learn and explore other different religious beliefs. However, there have been some people that decided to explore and learn more when they grew older, and they decided upon a different path that they wanted to follow. So in this episode, we'll be talking about 10 people who decided to convert from Islam to Christianity specifically, despite all the different obstacles and restrictions that they knew they were going to face and have had to face. Welcome back, guys. My name is Leroy Kenton. Thanks for joining me here on another episode. So let's just jump into this one. It's going to be a pretty fascinating one. Some of these people are from way further back in history, while others are a little bit closer to more modern history. So let's start right here. At number 10, we have Bahe el-Din Ahmed Hussein el-Akkad. Bahe is an Egyptian former Muslim imam. Now, for more than 20 years, he was a member of a fundamentalist Islamic group called Dawa el-Tabligh. And now this group aimed to convert non-Muslims without violence. He also led a mosque community in Al-Haram in Giza area that's pretty close to Cairo. Now, back in the year 1994, he published Islam, the Religion, which was a book of over 500 pages, and it reviewed the beliefs of Islam. He later began to question certain Islamic beliefs, after which he converted to Christianity in January of 2005. This was after doing extensive studies of Christianity. On April 6, 2005, he was arrested by the State Security Intelligence on suspicion of blasphemy against Islam. He was also accused of insulting a heavenly religion, a misdemeanor that's under Article 98F of the Egyptian Penal Code. He was finally released from prison on April 28, 2007. Musab Hassan Yusuf is at number 9. Now, Musab Hassan Yusuf was born on May 5th, 1978, and he was a Palestinian who worked undercover for Israel's Internal Security Service, Shin Bet, from the years 1997 all the way up until the year 2007. Now, the Shin Bet considered him its most valuable resource with the Hamas leadership. Now, the information that Yusuf supplied prevented dozens of attacks on Israelis. They exposed numerous Hamas cells, as well as assisted Israel in hunting down many militants, including the incarceration of his own father, who was a Hamas leader named Sheikh Hassan Yusuf. In March of 2010, he published his autobiography titled Son of Hamas. In the year 1999, Yusuf converted to Christianity, and in 2007, he moved to the United States. And here we have Nazli Sabri at number 8. Nazli Sabri was born on June 25th, 1894, and she was the first queen of Egypt from the years 1919 up until the years 1936 as the second wife of King Fuad. Nazli was born into a family of Turkish and French origin. Following the passing of King Fuad in the year 1936, her son Farouk became the new king of Egypt, and she became the queen mother. Now, fast forward to the year 1946, Nazli left Egypt and went to the United States for treatment for a kidney disorder. And then in August of 1950, King Farouk deprived the queen mother, as well as her daughter, Princess Fatia, of their rights and their titles. This was all due to Fatia's marriage, which Nazli very much supported, but it went against Farouk's own wishes. She married Riyad Ghali Effendi, who was a Coptic Christian. Nazli later converted to Christianity, and she changed her name to Mary Elizabeth. Moving on to number 7, we have Muhammad Ali Saneldin. He was born on November 12, 1933 in Uruguay into a Lebanese-Argentine family. Now, he was an Argentine army colonel who participated in 2 failed uprisings against the democratically elected governments of both President Raul Alfonsin and President Carlos Menem in 1988 and 1990. He converted from Judaism to Roman Catholicism during his youth. And by the way, the Druze faith incorporates elements of Ismailism, which is a branch of Shia Islam. He remained a devout Roman Catholic throughout his entire life after that, and even devoting his men in the army to the Virgin of the Holy Rosary as well. Now, in an interview on his goals during his military career, he said this: "We fought for the same goal, which is nationality and the Christian faith." Abdul Rahman comes in at number 6. Abdul Rahman was born in 1965. He was an Afghan citizen who was arrested in February of 2006 and threatened with the death penalty for converting to Christianity. On March 26, 2006, under heavy pressure from foreign governments, the court returned his case to prosecutors citing investigative gaps. He was released from prison to his family on the night of March 27th. And on March 29th, Abdul Rahman arrived in Italy after the Italian government offered him asylum. His arrest and trial brought international attention to the apparent contradiction of the Constitution of Afghanistan, which recognizes both a limited form of freedom of religion and the Hanafi school of Islamic jurisprudence, which mandates a death penalty for male apostates from Islam. The case gained a lot of popularity and attracted widespread international condemnation, notably from the United Kingdom as well as, of course, the United States, both of whom led the campaign to remove the Taliban in the year 2001 and are the main donors to the aid of Afghanistan. Alright guys, so we've just looked at 5 people who converted from Islam to Christianity so far. But before we continue into the last 5, if you're enjoying this episode so far, you find this information interesting, be sure to leave a like on this video. It lets us know which FTD Facts episodes that you're feeling so we can bring you more of them. Also, if this is your first time here to FTD Facts, hit that subscribe button and ring that bell to be notified of our future episodes. We post videos daily, so come back tomorrow and the day after, and the day after that to keep on learning something new. So let's jump into number 5. We have Johannes Abbataranian. Johannes Abbataranian was born in Erzurum, Ottoman Empire on June 30th, 1861. He was born Muhammad Shukri, according to his autobiography, and was a Turkish descendant of the Islamic prophet Muhammad. He was born into a Muslim family, and his mother was deaf and blind and mute as well, and she passed away when he was only 2 years old. His father was a dervish. Now, dervish or darvesh in Islam can refer broadly to members of a Sufi fraternity, or more narrowly referring to a religious mendicant who chose or accepted material poverty. Johannes was originally a mullah in Turkey who converted from Islam to Christianity and later became a missionary for the Swedish Mission Covenant Church in southern Xinjiang. He has also translated the New Testament into different languages. Chamillionaire comes in at number 4. He was born Hakim Suriki, and he was born on November 28, 1979. He's better known by his stage name simply as Chamillionaire, and he was born to a Muslim Nigerian father as well as an African-American Christian mother in Washington, D.C. He then moved to Houston, Texas at the age of 4 years old, and his parents divorced in his teen years. Chamillionaire, if you don't know already, is an American rapper, entrepreneur, as well as an investor, and he began his career independently with local releases back in the year 2002, including the collaborative album Get Your Mind Correct with fellow Houston rapper, as well as his good childhood friend Paul Wall. He signed to Universal Records in the year 2005, and he released The Sound of Revenge under Universal. Chamillionaire is also known for his most anticipated mixtape Messiah series, which ran from the years 2004 up until 2009. Next up at number 3, we have Soraya Esfandiria Bakhtiari. Soraya was born on June 22nd, 1932, and now she was a queen consort, or the Shah Banu of Iran, as the second wife of Shah Mohammad Reza Pahlavi, who was married in 1951. Now, their marriage was under a lot of different pressures, especially when it became clear that she was infertile. She rejected the Shah's suggestion that he might take a second wife in order to produce an heir, as he rejected her suggestion that he might abdicate in favor of his half-brother. Now, being half German Christian, she was mistrusted by the Shah clerics, and she was also resented by the Shah's mother. Soraya later wrote about herself and Iran, and this is what she said in her own words: "I was a dunce. I knew next to nothing of the geography, the legends of my country, nothing of its history, nothing of the Muslim religion." Soraya's upbringing had been entirely German and Catholic, which left her with a mixed identity and made her the object of much distrust in Iran, with Muslim clerics saying that the Shah should not marry this half-European girl who was not raised a Muslim. After a brief career as an actress and and a liaison with the Italian film director Franco Indovina, Soraya lived alone in Paris till her passing in the year 2001. Now let's talk about Rima Faki, who comes in at number 2. Rima Faki was born on September 22nd, 1985, and she's a Lebanese and American actress, model, professional wrestler, as well as a beauty pageant title holder who won Miss USA back in the year 2010. Now, during and after the Miss USA pageant, her religious and ethnic identity became the subject of widespread discussion. I actually remember seeing this all over the news. I even watched this pageant, to be honest, live on TV. Now, she was quoted as saying, "I like to say I'm American first, I'm an Arab American, I'm a Lebanese American, I'm a Muslim American." And many Arab Americans celebrated her win, but some Muslims felt that she did not properly represent their religion. And then later in 2016, Rima Faki converted to the Maronite Church, which is an Eastern Rite of the Catholic Church, from Shia Islam upon marriage to a Lebanese-Canadian music producer named Wassim Slaby. And by the way, he's known as Tony Sal. And finally, here at number 1, we have Imad-ud-Din Lahiz. Imad-ud-Din Lahiz was among the 4th generation of Islamic scholars in the family. Now, his father, Muhammad Siraj-ud-Din, his grandfather, as well as his great-grandfather had all been scholars. The Lahiz family was from Panipat, which is a town in the modern-day Haryana state of India. The Muslims of Panipat had a reputation for being zealous in the faith of Islam and were well-versed in Islamic jurisprudence. Imad-ud-Din Lahiz was a writer, and he translated the Quran into Urdu and also composed several Bible commentaries. He had converted to Christianity on April 29, 1866, together with his father and brother, and the main cause behind his conversion was to ensure his attainment of salvation. His conversion was followed by his wife, his 5 sons, as well as his 4 daughters. Based on his own account, this is what Imad had to say. "Many people, among them my elders, friends, acquaintances, and others, have expressed various ideas of their own about me. Others say that I became a Christian for worldly gain. Some Orthodox Muslims cannot believe that I have really become a Christian." So that's it for this episode, guys. Thanks for watching this episode on 10 people who converted from Islam to Christianity. Be sure to leave your thoughts and comments down below about anything that I shared in this episode. And let me know also, have you converted from a religion or ever thought about converting? Whatever your religion may be, let me know down below. Now, before I get out of here, just a reminder, my social media links are below in the video description section. Also, I'm going to leave you with a related episode. It's going to be coming up at the end screen. So enjoy that. You'll definitely learn something new. I'm going to get out of here, as you can watch that right now. My name is Leroy Kenton, and I can't wait to see you next time in another episode.